before you hopped on, you wanted to mention that you wanted to get your 2 cents on the GOAT debate. I know that because we had a debate earlier about Michael Jordan, LeBron James, who's the greatest basketball player of all time. I think we've done a couple. I mean, we've gotten comments and stuff. I know a couple people that are like, man, you guys are wrong, or you guys didn't think about this angle, or whatever it is. So I wanted to touch on that because I know that that's something that you did want to mention and talk about. So I'm ready for it. I don't really know what side you're on, actually. I don't know whether you want to go with Michael Jordan or you want to go with LeBron. I'm not sure, man. So this is all new. This is a surprise.
Either way, you're getting shit on. Either way.
this guy's crazy.
So first and foremost, I'm actually going to go a little bit into, I'm going to hype LeBron up a little bit.
Okay.
Just because I am going to go in on this fool after I hype him up, because he does deserve the utmost respect. Yeah. He, in my opinion, is easily the second best player to ever have played. But I think what I respect most about LeBron James is who he is off the court.
Yeah. And then, I mean,
especially in comparison, I mean, Michael Jordan, I mean, he's
a better person, period.
1,000 times better. I mean,
probably a better teammate to be around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you see what he's done. He built that school for the kids. He donates. He's aware. He's, and especially with all the hype that he got coming out. I mean, ever since he was a teenager, he's handled it all so well. Dude. Yeah, pressure. I mean, he's been with his wife. Never had any problems.
He's squeaky clean, dude.
No DUIs, nothing. No domestic.
You don't find him cheating on his wife, nothing.
So, and then the fact that, I mean, what he's done is incredible.
It is.
It is incredible. And this is a lot coming from me because I used to be a LeBron hater. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be
on the cheat when he was on the Miami cheat, bro.
I mean, to me, I really didn't care about the teams he was on or the whatever. To
like
me,
the decision
he would always,
or whatever.
That's his decision. I just didn't like how he would always complain so much about every little thing, and I'm like, dude, like
he's always on the refs and stuff like that. Yeah, so it just makes him look like a little crybaby, and his post conference interviews and things like that, where he like talks. He's straight up, dude. He'll straight up be like, "Oh, I'm the greatest player in the world. Look, I'm the greatest."
Or he's down like 3-0 to the Warriors or something.
Well, it's like and then so a lot of people like their claim to fame is why he's the greatest is kind of. It just doesn't sit well with me because I mean, I think it's ridiculous when he says that he never been on a super team, and it's like, bro, it's like
he almost created it.
To me, I mean, you could say probably the Celtics.
With Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett.
You'd probably say they did, but I mean, he definitely has been on a super team before.
Oh,
I mean,
he's been on a couple.
Dwayne Wade, when he first joined, Dwayne Wade was definitely in his prime. He's 7 years in the league. Chris Bosh, who was a beast on the Raptors. He was still, exactly. I mean, Chris Bosh is Chris Bosh.
Yeah, do you think he's going to be a Hall of Famer? Just a quick side note.
I think he will, but I think he will, and I think his condition will actually kind of help him a little bit because they're going to
passion of how he know the potential.
Exactly,
because he could have played a couple more years.
He for sure would have been a Hall of Famer.
So I think he will. But I mean, you have Dwayne Wade, you have Chris Bosh, and then LeBron. I mean, how is that not a super team? Then I mean, Mario Chalmers was pretty clutch, dude.
Yeah,
Ray Allen was a little bit later, but still, right? You know what I mean?
One of the probably the best shooter of all time.
Other than Steph.
Yeah, I mean, then it's just. And honestly, I feel like even his Cavalier teams are super teams. I mean,
Kyrie, Kevin Love.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
he's a beast. Kevin Love. I mean. He maybe wasn't what he was, but he was still pretty damn good on the Cavaliers. And
he did what he had to do.
Yeah, so I mean, that to me, that topic has never been for up discussion. It's like, well, you want to talk about, he went up against the greatest dynasty of all time. It's like, yeah, but I mean, if you look at it, to me, I think Draymond Green is crazy overhyped. Yeah, I think if he wasn't on the Warriors, you say,
he's overrated for sure.
He's good, but if he was on any other team, I feel like he might not even be an all-star.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Steph Curry. Yeah. He's a beast, dude. I mean, you can't. I really like Steph Curry. He's not my favorite player.
He's changed the game.
100%.
Completely changed it.
And then Klay Thompson, a monster.
Yeah, he doesn't even dribble, dude. He doesn't even dribble. He just shoots
exactly. I mean, their dynasty, I felt like was so.
Yeah, like
honestly, a lot of people, they get a lot of hate, but you got to respect what they did because they drafted all those guys.
That was what I was about to say.
They built that bench,
I was about to say that.
Except for KD.
Well, that was a little bit later on.
Prior to KD.
But in that 5 year, like those spans, dude, like you're exactly right. They obviously drafted everybody except for KD. And in that span, like I can't remember what the stat was. I think they were 5 games away from winning like 5 championships in a row. Or was it 4? How many times did they go consistently?
I know that so they won 3, right? They won 3 championships.
In 2015, and then the LeBron coming back 3-1, and then 2017, 2018, and then the Raptors.
Yeah.
So that's 4 right there. So they were, I think it was like 5 games away from winning 4 championships in a row. Because they should have beat LeBron. Like, I mean, obviously it happened, but let's say they beat LeBron, and then the Raptors are, injuries. And I hate that injury argument because in 2015, the Cavaliers came in super injured.
Yeah, because I think Kyrie busted his knee, right? He
Kevin
broke his
Love
kneecap.
wasn't playing. So I don't buy that injury argument because, in 2019, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant were not on the team and they lost. But they were close, dude. 4 championships in a row. That's wild.
Well, you had, Andrew Bogut, I think was a huge.
Oh yeah.
When they lost, is because he went out.
Yeah.
And that totally, to me, he was a great rim protector.
That whole Draymond Green thing.
Yeah,
where he was suspended.
They
right?
could have easily, the Cavaliers could have easily lost that series, and they would have, you know what I mean.
And then that takes a knock on LeBron James.
The other thing, to me is I think people don't talk about it enough is. How the hell did he lose to the Mavericks in 2011? It's like
I know he let Dirk and Jason Terry. Who else was on that team? Tyson Chandler,
Jason Kidd. Though
to me, it's
but Jason Kidd was B.
But you know what I mean. Though it's just like
and Dirk got him, dude. Dirk got him good.
Yeah, but it's just you have Dwayne Wade, who and I think all-time great, dude. In his prime, you had LeBron James. There's no excuse for that, and. It's
like who was the second best player on the Mavs team? Like who would
I don't even know.
Jason
dude.
Terry maybe?
I don't even know.
Tyson Chandler?
And that's saying something.
Yeah, right.
In itself.
Right. Yeah.
But, and then other people say, LeBron James went to 7 straight finals. It's
I think it was 8. Yeah.
Oh, it was 8? Okay.
Yeah.
Where was he? He was playing in the East.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
He was playing in the East.
Exactly
like they had, now the East is pretty good, but in those years, dude, they had nobody. The Celtics were trash, and they were
touch them. The Pacers were kind of the only ones giving them.
A little bit of trouble.
The 76ers were garbage, dude.
The Celtics played them a few times in the in the Eastern Conference Finals, but they were. They were nothing, dude. It's just like.
Paul Pierce was already old.
You know what I mean? It's like that even goes to show, like his record in the finals goes to show how weak the East was, because if he was getting to that, if he was getting at that high of a level, he should have won more than what he has.
And that, like you said, it goes back to show like the East. Like if it wasn't LeBron, then imagine whatever other team that was in second place.
Dwight Howard. You remember that year where we were stolen the chance to see Kobe versus
and LeBron?
Obviously, I think Kobe would have probably fucking swept his ass. But
just like he did to Dwight.
Got Cleveland. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was probably a close one. It wasn't really close, but somehow Dwight Howard. I mean, he was a beast though. Dwight Howard was a freaking monster.
And revitalized his career.
Yeah,
the
is
Lakers.
Dwight Howard a Hall of Famer?
Monster.
Oh yeah, I think for sure. For sure.
Yeah, he has to
for sure. I mean, I think he could have been a lot better than what he was, but take it as he is.
Like for a year or two, he did look like Shaq a little bit. Like for just a year or two, dude, he was
dominant.
He was the defensive player of the year. I want to say like 4 or 5 times in a row because he led the league in blocks. He was easily a 20 and 10 guy. And I read somewhere that 20 and 20 games, so 20 points and 20 rebounds, I think he has a total of 50. And the second place guy is Andre Drummond with like 30 active. And no one else even, and that's 20 games.
Yeah, no one even comes close. And that goes back to show like Dwight Howard did revitalize career. Now he's with the Lakers. Now he's with LeBron. And now is this Los Angeles Lakers team a super team with Anthony Davis?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is for sure.
Danny Green in the corner shooting threes. Yeah. I mean they don't really have who's a third player? Like who do we consider the third best?
Kyle Kuzma.
Maybe Kuz,
but I mean, do you even need a third star?
Yeah, exactly.
If the rest of your supporting cast is so good,
I
mean, even McGee is a beast.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron and Anthony Davis are top 5 players.
Top 3, I would almost say the top 3 players in the world, maybe top 4. Like, what would you say? LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Anthony Davis.
Well, what about Gian? I mean,
Giannis is good. Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
You're right. Like I forgot to
James Harden.
It's so hard. Honestly, I mean, I think he's a top 10 player, but I think the players we mentioned, if I'm starting a team around somebody, and I did not even ASU hate, honestly. I don't even have hate towards ASU. To me, I mean, he doesn't play winning basketball, James Harden.
And Kobe said that.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't play winning basketball. I mean, people say, there was a debate on Twitter about who's better, Steph Curry or James Harden. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Steph Curry's way better.
It's like you look at all his field goal percentages. Steph Curry's are all better. He's not as ball dominant, which is huge.
Yeah. He's more efficient.
Because if he's not as ball dominant, they're saying, oh, well, James Harden has more assists. It's like, it's because he has the ball 90% of the time.
It's almost like a force. Like everybody collapses on him, and then he just throws it out somewhere, and then whoever grabs it just shoots it. So,
well, then it's just like, he flops so much, dude, and he travels, and he gets away.
Right? He cheats.
I think
James Harden cheats, bro.
Yeah, I think they said that he. I think they said that he has like the most free throws like per season,
by far.
And it's just
by
like
far.
It's like, man.
Yeah, it's not
and
the
fact
type
that he doesn't
to
win, to me, it's like I can say. I mean, he's top 10. I'm not gonna say he's not a beast because he is. I mean, what he does is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's
but
really
if you're
good.
telling me, I mean, I think honestly, I'd rather have Jokic than Harden. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, Jokic is good, dude.
I would much rather have Luka, especially considering his age.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm taking Giannis, LeBron, Steph. I'm taking AD over. I might even take Embiid.
Yeah, Joel Embiid.
Honestly,
is good,
I mean, I think Embiid, dude, his injuries and his attitude make him super unattractive to me. But I mean, James Harden, dude, it's just
And that goes back, like you mentioned, that he's just not like a winning basketball player. He doesn't play kind of like the winning type of thing. And that just made me think like, well, what's the point of playing basketball, right? It's to win. And that goes back to what kind of started this whole thing about Michael Jordan and LeBron. Like Michael Jordan has more championships. And people are like, oh, you can't count rings. You can't count rings. It's like, what's the point of playing basketball? It's to win. Like, regardless, you can have big stats. You can do this. But the whole point is to win. And Michael Jordan's a better winner than LeBron James.
Well, they brought that up to LeBron James. I saw it in a video where they're saying, well, is Bill Russell better than Michael Jordan? But I mean, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. It's just.
Yeah, and Bill Russell played in the 60s, like and his. It's tough though because it is kind of like it kind of counters the Michael Jordan rings argument because Bill Russell had a better team and people say that
dude, the 60 Celtics. I mean, they had, how many teams? They have 8
That's
teams.
What I was
in the
say.
NBA.
Like 4 black people in the league too.
They had like 8 teams in the NBA.
Yeah, less teams.
I think the other thing too is you gotta look at it this way. So Jordan was 6 for 6 in the finals.
6 for 6.
No game 7.
The fact that he went to 6 to me is crazy because. He went to UNC. What did he spend 3 years in North Carolina?
Yeah, he was 3 years at North Carolina.
3 years at North Carolina. Then he took a hiatus and played baseball.
Yeah.
He could have went 8 for 8, dude. Straight up.
So he took a hiatus.
Yep. And then his body, like your body's, you're working out for baseball, and then you come back and you play basketball. It's like a completely different workouts
dropping
and stuff.
50 points on the Knicks.
Well, and to me, it's like I feel like the defense was better in the 90s, and I think
the hand checks rules and things like that.
Well, that too, but I think if you look at today's game, I think today's game actually helps LeBron James's game a lot because he's like a linebacker, dude.
Yeah, he just bullies right through.
If you look at it, there's people are playing defense on the perimeter because they're so afraid everybody's going to shoot a 3. That leaves so much space inside for him to just bully anybody and drive.
And he does.
Once you start, exactly. If you put, like I said, everything with a grain of salt. If you put LeBron James in the 90s, he's still the second GOAT. But I don't think he's as good in the 90s because they're not as focused with perimeter defense as they are in today's NBA game. So if you look, I saw a video where
there was just changed
exactly. But if you look, at perimeters, or defenses. Almost like I want to say like 4 out of the 5, maybe 3 out of the 5 are all inside the 3-point line.
Yeah.
And so, that makes it harder to drive. That makes it harder to dribble. That makes it harder to pass. That makes it harder to do a lot of things.
I think it's
easier to shoot threes, but.
I think I saw a stat where it was like Michael Jordan. I think he averaged like 3 or 4 3-point attempts. I want to say like 4, maybe 4 or 5 3-point attempts like per game. Like that was how much he would attempt. While LeBron's, I think he's averaging like 9 3-point attempts. So it's like Michael Jordan is scoring more, winning more, and not shooting as many threes.
He averaged 30 points for his career, dude. 30 points. The only other dude to do that was the man who dropped 100 points in a game.
Well, then the other thing too is people like to discredit Jordan so much. He was like a 9-time all defensive player.
Yeah.
Defensive player, and it's okay, LeBron James is good, but he's not the best defender in the game.
In steals, we were looking at stats because we were arguing, and LeBron's numbers in points, rebounds, assists are all going to be better than Jordan. He's going to place very highly on all those. But I remember we looked at steals, and I think Jason Kidd is above and beyond the steals leader. And I can't remember.
It was
Stockton.
It's Stockton.
And then Kidd, right? I think it was Stockton. The same with assists. Assists was Stockton by a huge amount, and then Jason Kidd. And it was the same with steals. And third was Michael Jordan.
Yeah. He only played 15 seasons, and LeBron is at season 17 right now.
And so I think it's funny. I always see these things. It's like LeBron at age 33, Michael at age 33. It's like, dude, he freaking at 33.
Yeah, he was already.
Jordan already played 3 years of college. He already done, what was it, 1 or 2 years of baseball?
2. I think he played 2.
Okay, so 2. You know
at
what
least,
I mean?
Yeah, I think he took 2 years off. So I don't know if he really played baseball for 2 years.
He took 2 years
but
off.
He did take 2 years off.
You know what I mean? That's 5 years that LeBron had at a young age. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say his days at UNC were prime, but there's still he still could have dominated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, LeBron went straight from high school to the NBA, so he had those extra couple of years, and while Michael Jordan's got those 3. So I think Michael Jordan entered the league at like 21 when LeBron entered at 18. So it's different. It's a different argument, but
I think the other thing that needs to be, addressed, not only for this, debate, but also for other, other sports or people comparing, this era of sports to previous era of sports is, people say, oh, if you put somebody today's game back then, they would dominate. It's like, well, yeah, but I mean, look at all this new stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look
new
at all
workouts,
the trainings,
new everything,
I mean, you're a product of your environment. I mean, those, you know what I mean? So to me, it's like you have to take it for what it is.
Yeah.
You can't say, well, if you...
It's hard to go back.
Exactly. Yeah. It's okay, but what did he do against the competition that had the same, advantages, disadvantages that he has? And I think it's just,
It's hard. It's hard to do that. Like it's almost like it almost shouldn't be brought up, because man, it's just hard to say because let's say Babe Ruth, like for example, like he put up big numbers while he's like, he's a chubby dude smoking cigars. Yeah. Like he's a product of his time. Like you said, like if he was training and stuff, like he probably might even be better, or he might not even do it. Who knows? Like who really knows whether if he'd be better or not?
Like LeBron James, doesn't he spend? I heard over like millions
$1 million
of dollars on his body. And Jordan was out there drinking, smoking cigars,
gambling,
possibly taking lines. Who knows? Do you believe him or not? And LeBron is probably the most perfect dude. He just sips a little wine with Dwayne Wade. You never see that dude smoking. He's probably, taking care of himself.
I'll say this too. I mean, this doesn't have at all to do with who's the greatest of all time. But this is why I've never really been huge on like watching LeBron and I'm definitely gonna be in the minority here, but I don't think he's really that exciting to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look
he's
at
not smooth. Like he's not a smooth basketball player.
Like to me, like Jordan and Kobe had so much finesse.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
that's a
much,
perfect word for it. Finesse.
Like so much, like dude, like they were just. I mean,
it looks so smooth. Like they just look like they were born to play like that.
The other thing too is LeBron. I feel like LeBron's kind of like this, like teddy bear. He's so nice and stuff like that. To me, it's like
the killer mentality.
Yeah, dude.
That's
like
maybe what it takes
with
dude.
Kobe and Michael. It's like, dude, they were scared. You know what I mean? Because he would talk shit to him. He would. I mean, he would get. That's why I'm a huge Kobe fan. I mean, I probably would be a huge Michael Jordan fan if I'd been alive to see him. But I mean, just everything that Kobe embodied. I mean, like I said, I'm a huge Kobe fan, but I'll be the first to admit that LeBron James should be ranked higher on the all-time list.
I agree with that.
Just because LeBron James is just such a
tank, dude. He's just so unique. No one looks like him.
Yeah, I mean, he's just all around. He's an all-around great player.
Mm-hmm. He's fast. He can jump.
Charles
he's big.
Barkley
like
had
everything.
A shot, handles, like everything. He was quick. He could jam over you.
Yeah, well, I mean, similar to LeBron.
Have you seen LeBron's weak ass? It's like I don't even know what you call it. It's like he looks the other way.
Oh yeah.
And then he shoots, and it's just like,
yeah.
people are saying, well, it works. It's like, well, yeah, it works because they have to defend the drive.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like I would rather him shoot than him drive. And he's worked on his game because he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They
get
shooting,
better.
He was not always a great shooter.
I mean, his free throws are still down, dude. He's still shooting like 65% on his free throws.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. I mean,
but his threes has definitely gotten better.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, you have to be all. I mean, I think Ben Simmons has so much potential, but it's as far as his 3-point shot takes him, dude. How can you be a point guard? How can you be considered one of the game's best when you're playing a guard position? You can't shoot a three.
You're a liability.
You won't even shoot. Like, you won't shoot.
And the defense
even knows it. The whole league knows it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, imagine if he developed. I mean, if I were him.
Yeah,
dude, that's all I'd be working on.
Everything else are pretty good.
He can drive. He can pass.
But the thing is, though, it's like shooting is like everything. It's like if you practice. Like, kind of going off top a little bit with Lonzo Ball, his form, like, it's better now. But when he first started, it's like, how have you been playing basketball your whole life and my form is 1,000 times better than yours? Yeah. I mean, it's
his form when he came in the league was ridiculous. Lonzo Ball's form was
it's just like
it was horrible.
How does that happen? How does nobody
like Sean Marion? Dude, Sean Marion was horrible too.
Though,
but the thing is, though, I mean, he like shot with like what, 2 hands? His was like almost unblockable.
It was weird. Yeah,
Lonzo Ball's is just
very strange.
You know what I mean? If it works, go
whatever.
for it. Marion, I think it worked for him because it was harder to block. Had a high release and whatnot.
And obviously with Lonzo Ball, like he had to fix it, so he knew it wasn't working to begin with. Yeah.
Well, and the fact is, I mean, his release point's like right. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the chest. I mean, a little less than the chest.
Get that out of here.
So easy to block, and I mean, it's.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just gross.
But Ben Simmons is just like not shooting at all. He will not shoot. Like he's open. They will give it to him and he's open. Like, and he still is able to drive and get in and pass and dish. Like, and like you said, imagine if there were the defenders were actually up on him and then he had easier lanes and doing this and doing that. Like he would be a way better player than he is right now.
He's a shooter with the ladies though.
Ask Kendall Jenner.
Yeah. He definitely has a problem with that. Just needs to transfer that energy.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, dude. But yeah, I mean, the going back to LeBron James and Michael Jordan, like people say that LeBron has faced tougher competition when in reality, dude, you look back and you see
team.
You see Michael Jordan and he's facing really good competition. He's facing Hall of Famers, like he's beating Hall of Famers. And
I agree. People say, "Oh, they were facing plumbers," and it's like, no, look at the Dream Team. Like that league was comprised of players from the Dream Team.
Hall of Famers. They had,
dude. I mean. So many. I mean,
Charles Barkley, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullin.
I mean,
Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler.
Oh my! I mean, everybody, dude.
Chris Mullin, dude, and then the
Shaq when he came in, dude.
When he was on the Magic,
God, dude, he was a freaking.
Yeah.
Him and Penny, dude.
Yeah.
They were. I mean, it sucks how Penny's injured and shit, but it's just how are you gonna? I mean, and nowadays it's so touchy feely. I mean, look at James Harden. He can, flop his way into 40 points.
More threes.
And it's no, I mean,
you put Michael Jordan in today's game, like they're not touching him. Like,
dude, he would go off. I will say this though, about how LeBron James being a teddy bear, I do think him playing in the 90s era would toughen him up a shit
he would have
ton,
to.
and I think
he would have
to. He'd be a tank, dude. If he got toughened up, he'd be easily the toughest player in the league in any era. That dude's just so unique, dude.
Well, I mean, I feel like other people have his size and stuff, but they don't have his coordination
speed,
and his athleticism and you know what I mean? Because there's people that I mean, I have friends that are like 6'5", and I'm like, dude, I was like, what a waste of 6. I mean, not to say, I mean, just because you're putting it in basketball terms, like, dude, what a waste of 6'5". I was like, dude, if I was 6'5", I'd be bodying up dudes, dunking on dudes. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be in the league, but I'd be at LA every day, dunking on fools and running stuff. But
it's true. Yeah, I mean, I still got to go with Michael Jordan, dude. Like, it is up for date. I mean, LeBron still's got a couple more years left to go. I mean,
let's say he gets 5. Let's say LeBron gets 5 championships, or even let's say 6. He matches. He's had more opportunities. If he gets 6, let's say he's able to win 3 championships and all 3 of them, like he just went to 3 and he won all 3. So what would that make him? Like,
I think 11 he's 3 for 8 right now, right? So then it would be 6 for 11. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that
he can do
because I mean. He left the Cavaliers. Look what happened to them. I mean, he was, he didn't stay with them, and because he wanted to. I mean, I know he wanted to go to LA, but I mean, it's not like he wasn't recruiting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's Michael's you know, I mean, he was spending his time with the Wizards, but for his, you know, when they talk about his tenure, mostly Chicago is what they're talking about. I mean, and those are 6 years, dude. That's crazy. 6 with 1.
Yeah.
And in the same decade, dude.
In the same decade.
In the same decade. Like, that's, I mean.
He won 6 championships in 8 years, and in 2 of those years that he, you know, that counts for the 8 years, he was playing baseball.
I mean, what other sport has any, not just like person, but team? What other team has done that? I mean, the only thing I can think of is like the Patriots. Well, I mean,
but that's back in the day. But
but the Patriots. But even then,
it was like 6 out of 20 years. Like Tom Brady's been on the Patriots for like 20 years,
and it's still not even comparable.
He did that 6 for 8. Like
it's still not comparable because you know what I mean. It wasn't in the same decade. It was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
it's spread apart, right?
And to me, even like the Patriots thing is I feel like that's more of a result of the
team,
of the system that
the division,
Belichick,
dude, because they get a bye week, they get home advantage.
But it's a system too. I mean, you know, they had Jacoby Brissett who played a couple games and he killed it.
He still won. I mean, Garoppolo.
I mean, he killed. I mean, he's still a beast, but he still killed it.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a nature of their system rather than, I mean, the Bulls. You take Jordan off, dude. They're
nothing. I mean, look at them without Jordan. Like they didn't even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals or anything. But like that goes to show how much of an impact one player can have in basketball versus one player can have in football. Like in football, it's like a bigger team.
Or baseball. I think you guys are talking about that.
Yeah, or baseball, like
Mike Trout.
Yeah, like exactly. He's the best player. And
I think they'll probably consider him the greatest of all time. And
by far.
Has he even made the playoff?
Yeah,
I don't think he's made the playoffs, dude.
Dude, he's dying in Anaheim on the Angels, dude. He's dying over there.